Hello and welcome to video number 2 in the Prompt Wizard series. It's a series where we're going to solve a big problem existing today in the coding world or AI world. Vibe coding gets expensive very, very fast because you start from a very vague idea, you fall in love with the app that gets created in front of you, and then you run out of credits. And I speak from experience, it's pretty painful. We're going to solve it by creating a very simple tool, you and I together, step by step, that will help us solve that by helping you becoming a prompt engineer that will have a really elaborate, well-defined prompt that is AI coding optimized to get your ideas out of the out of the prompt, out of the door. Well, you get the idea. That gets your idea started very fast and very cheap. So let's recap. Oh, and by the way, if you missed the first video, I'm Jeremy Gedge. I'm a product manager at Meta. I've been there for 4.5 years. I've been a product manager for a while. And as an internal side job or internal job, I teach AI coding internally at Meta and also AI productivity. So here's me showing you some of my tricks. In the first video, I established a plan, right? And I started from absolute scratch, completely empty doc, absolutely nothing, right? So that's my way of showing you that there's no rabbit in the hat, but mostly to really show you how accessible it is and address the huge FOMO that exists right now in the industry. And I'm assuming that even if you're watching that in the distant future, FOMO of being left behind with AI is probably going to still be a thing. So we're building everything from scratch. So in the first video, and actually let me switch to my better interactive brief. In the first video, we created the product brief, which you can see right here. We did it together. Watch the first video if you didn't. We started from a completely blank doc. And in this video, we're gonna prepare the technical setup. Now, don't get scared if you're a technical setup. It's actually much simpler than it sounds. So let me switch back here. When you want to build an app, you need a few things. The code needs to live somewhere, you need to host it, you want a URL, right? URL meaning you want it to be accessible to you and to everyone. So you need a set of tools, which I'm going to cover right now in very simple terms. But first I want to establish and share my personal goals, and I want you to understand why I'm going to select the tools that I selected. So let me switch back to my view right here. So here's my decision framework. First, I have a personal goal. Hey, actually, it was supposed to be interactive. I didn't preload it. Let's start again. Here's my decision framework. First, I have a personal learning goal of getting extremely comfortable with Claude Code. As of, what date is it now? We're in February 2026. Claude Code is all the hype. If you know something about AI, you're supposed to be a master of Claude Code, but I can assure you, most people talk about it and don't actually use it. It's a very small percentage, but I want to become one of these persons, and we're going to do it together. So Claude Code is something I want to use. If you don't know Claude Code, it's a tool by Anthropic, the current leader in everything related to AI coding. Very powerful tool. Again, if you don't know it, it's fine. We're going to go through the steps together as if I was doing it for the absolute first time. Second parameter is I want zero cost maintenance for a project that remains a small project. And that that comes from a place of pain, because I started a few side projects on Lovable. Lovable is a tool a bit like Wix, where you share your idea and the app gets built and you say, oh, actually change the color, change the button, add all that stuff. And you run out of credits pretty fast. And I got to a point where I was paying $100 a month just to keep building. And I was like, you know what, F it, I don't need that. So I want my project to live, and I want to be able to continue at my own pace without the pressure of a monthly subscription. So these are my two parameters. All right, so let's have a look at what I chose. So like I said, we need a few tools because there's a few parameters. Actually, let me move here. It's gonna be better here. Yeah, probably. Okay. All right. So for an app to exist, you need a few things. Someone needs to write the actual code so the thing gets created and actually works. Second, we need that code to live somewhere, and that something to run that code, so and give you a URL, so you get your, I don't know, mymagicalapp.com, and you press enter and it goes somewhere and you say something. Someone or something has to take care of that part. Then we also need someone or something to keep the data that we're going to be creating using that app. And even if we don't think you're creating data, data is getting created. For example, if you want to create user accounts, you want people to be able to log in and have some parts, to save their information, save their progress, that needs to be saved somewhere. And last, we need all the code that number one creates. I probably should have put in number two. It needs to be somewhere, right? Because we're going to work on our laptop. And if something happens to the laptop, then, or I don't know, let's say we mess it up completely and we're not properly managing backups of the code, then we have a problem. There's no way back. So let's go one by one. First one, Claude Code. I give you the, oops, wrong button. I gave you the hint before. This is the tool that's going to actually build everything. So that's my learning goal. I also think it's a very powerful one. You will see that it looks scary to many people because it doesn't have a nice UI. I understand that. I think it's going to get solved pretty soon. There's also alternatives, but this is my personal goal right now. But also in this video, I want to demystify Claude Code. So I want you to see that it's not actually that scary. Second, I'm going to set it up in a way that it's going to just work when I'm not there, right? So I'm very busy with work. I have young kids, 3 of them. So it's going to be great for me. And 3, like I said, I want to demystify the whole thing. I want to get comfortable with all the concepts of it. Second, where is the code going to be hosted and who's going to give me a URL? So I found a tool. And again, all this is a result of me just brainstorming with Gemini. That can be ChatGPT for you, whoever. Any of the good app and AI assistants will be able to help you make a decision. So I identified Vercel as a tool that will provide me a URL, but mostly it has 0 maintenance cost. I think I have the pricing thing there. See, hobby, free. Let me zoom in. Free forever. So that essentially means as soon as my project is up, it's going to stay there forever. And unless it explodes in popularity and I get millions of users, in which case I'm probably going to be happy to pay $20 a month, then it's going to be free forever. So that's for Vercel. And that's what it does. Let me go back to my thingy. Great. So this is Vercel. We write the code. That code's going to go there. And I'm going to have a working app that can live there forever. Awesome. Next, to host my actual data, the actual memory of the app, we're going to use a tool called Supabase. Again, those names, if you're not technical, or even if you are, it sounds geeky, like it sounds like super technical. These are actually very easy. And the great part is that you don't even know to use them. I'm going to show you in the next video. All I need to do is to set up an account, and Claude Code is going to do all the rest. It's going to go and browse and configure. I'm going to have nothing to do. And that's going to be in the next video. Okay, why did I choose this tool? Again, that's the conclusion of my AI brainstorm. There's a very generous free tier. So again, free, see? It's very generous, meaning my project is going to be able to live forever as long as it stays a side project or a personal tool. And that is great. Also, it does something really important. So we have databases to store any app-related data, and it will help us with getting users authenticated, essentially to log in. This is a service that Claude Code probably would have been able to do. It would have taken more time and more complexity. I know that because I already did it in the past. So essentially, Supabase is giving us a bonus of making it super easy for users to log in, even with their Google account. Awesome, great. And as for the last one, where are we going to save that code in a secure way with backups? So there's a tool called GitHub. It's the absolute gold standard in coding. That's where code goes. Even organizations have their own private GitHub. Essentially, it means that your code is always there. Claude Code, whenever it creates code, it's going to push it over there. Every single line of code change is logged, stored, documented, so that if things go haywire, it's easy to revert. It's also going to help us test things and you know, before we make it like part of the official app. So you're gonna see it's pretty cool. So these are the 4 tools that I'm gonna use. And before we move on to the next video, all I want to show you is very super simple. So first, if you want to read more about Claude Code, you can read all that here if you want. Go to search Claude Code. So all I did is go one by one here and create accounts. So I created an account for Claude Code. Now, do note that the one thing that will cost money in this project is this part, Claude Code. In my personal decision framework, I was okay paying more during the development and then having nothing to pay. So I'm paying for Claude Code. There's a monthly subscription, which there's multiple plans. For a small project, you can probably go with a pro. I think, where is it? Overview. There's a pro and there's the max. Yeah. So they're not super expensive. I'm personally on the max just because I do a lot of projects. You should probably be okay with the pro, and you see there's access to Claude Code, which doesn't exist in the free plan. But again, that's my decision. Honestly, $17 a month, or I think it's 20 if you go on the monthly. Whatever, it's not a lot. Even the max, considering how much code it can create, and at the level of a super senior engineer, not too bad. All right, so I have my plan here. Next in the list, we have Vercel. I have my account. I am logged in, as you can see here. Next, we have Supabase, also logged in, as you can see here. All I did is create an account. I didn't do anything. I just went to these websites. I created an account. That's it. And last, GitHub. I created an account. That's all I did. So here we are. We have the tech stack. So again, tech stack is the term used in the tech industry saying which tools you're using. It's called a stack because, as you can see, there is an actual stack. So these are usually going to be considered at the bottom because it's the infrastructure, and you ladder it up. Again, that's just to inform you what the term stack means and why it's called a stack. You can also say my set of tools. So we have our set of tools. We're ready to start coding. And, oh, actually, I almost forgot. We do need to tell Claude Code in the brief that we're going to use these tools. So let's go back to the brief. All right, let me zoom in here. Great. So here's what we're going to do. Actually, you know what? Can I just add a picture? All right, we'll keep it simple. Okay, I'm going to use, again, Super Whisper. If you don't have it, I really recommend it. I'm just going to make sure it's using the right microphone. And I'm going to start saying, what tools are we going to use? For the tech stack or set of tools we're going to use, I realized I wasn't zoomed out here. Again, for the tech stack or set of tools we're going to use for this project, we're going to use Vercel for, yeah, I'm skipping Claude Code here because I'm talking to Claude Code. Essentially, the prompt right here is going to be fed. I'm going to copy paste it into Claude Code, so I don't need to tell Claude Code we're going to use Claude Code because duh, it is Claude Code. Okay, the tech stack or set of tools we're going to use for these projects are Vercel. That's where we're going to host the web app. That's that's where we're going to host the web app. Next, we're going to use Supabase for the database and authentication. And all the code will be stored on GitHub. There we go. I have my blurb. Let's copy it here at the bottom. Will you let me copy it? Oop, oh, that's the whole thing. Okay. All right, so the way to do it, if you use that, is to go over here and copy. Yeah, a bit overcomplicated. I'll give you that. Great. Awesome. So we have the tech stack, a set of tools we're going to use, a project of Vercel. Great. Then, yeah, is that fluff sentence? We don't need it. Next, we're going to use Supabase. So here, it's important to revalidate stuff you see in text to, in a speech to text. Okay, Supabase, not Superbase for the database authentication, and all the code will be stored on GitHub. Great. Okay, now we're ready for the next video. See you in a sec.